to week 2 of Playoff Edition Prediction Center for the NFL. Week 1 of playoffs is past. The wild card round is over, and results were pretty good. I went 3-4. I was wrong about the Redskins.
3-4.
Yeah. How many games?
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4.
Oh yeah. 3-4, not 3-4.
So you went 3-1.
3-4, 75%. Yeah, I got 3-1 basically.
Yeah.
You were also 3-1, I believe.
Yeah,
we all were. Yeah, we all went 3-1.
Yeah. But I do like that.
Yeah, he likes it because the Redskins finally had their train
Just like I predicted.
stopped.
Predicted.
Anyway, let's get right into the predictions. The first game of the week is going to be Kansas City Chiefs, who are red hot. They blew through the Texans, which anybody can do, except the Cowboys. But anyway, the Chiefs are visiting New England to play the Patriots at home in the Patriots' first playoff game of this postseason. What do you got, Dave?
It's a tough one.
Very tough.
Chiefs are hot. Was it 12 straight wins?
I believe so.
11?
11.
It's 11 now, yeah.
And the Patriots, I mean, they're the Patriots, but they're riddled with injuries.
Very
and
beat up, yeah.
apparently Chandler Jones was admitted to the hospital due to an overdose on some sort of drug. Apparently it's marijuana. I don't know how you really overdose on
You
that.
have to do a lot of marijuana.
I mean, if Chris didn't overdose yet, I don't know how Chandler did. But anyways, so it's a tough one. I don't know, because I feel like this is like a sign of what's to come.
Very much
And like I said, they're already filled with injuries. Their line is not holding up. Gronk has been in and out of practice. Edelman's finally coming back. For sure not 100%. Brady hurt in the last game of the season. He was limping off.
That O-line?
That O-line, man, it's been terrible. I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know. I'm going to go with my gut, though, and say... I want to say Patriots because it's like the safe pick, because you know... Yeah. Screw it. Chiefs. There's nothing really on the line. I'm going to say Chiefs. But Andy Reid, believe in my boys. Let's do it.
Objectively, I'd say just from experience, the Patriots have a crazy edge as far as they're at home.
Absolutely, yeah.
Belichick knows what he's dealing with. I'm sure they've had a lot of time to study the Chiefs. The Chiefs had a little less time maybe to study the Patriots, which is very difficult to do.
Yeah.
They can change their entire system overnight. They're very good at executing. They are very beat up. Thing is, the Patriots, as a team, play really well. They haven't impressed me the last couple of weeks. I mean, obviously they went 4-2.
2-4.
They lost 4 out of the last 6. Just because of that and that steady decline, and the Chiefs playing desperately, hopefully desperately. I hope they don't show up flat, but I mean, I think they can make it a close game and probably pull off an upset. Close upset, maybe 2 or 3 points. I'm gonna go Chiefs too. You, Mike?
Like you said,
it's
a really tough game. I can't stand the Chiefs, but you have to admire what they've done all season.
You gotta do it. Yeah.
You gotta admire
Very
that.
Chicago-esque.
But the Pats, it's hard to go against them when they have 2 weeks to prepare with Belichick and that very, very, very experienced team. So I'm going to go with the Pats on this one. I know it's a bit more of a safer pick, and I could definitely see a Chiefs upset here. I could definitely see it, especially with how injured people are, and even if they are playing, we don't know how healthy they're going to be. But I just see Belichick. He's the greatest coach of all time.
And he's got a really good staff.
Exactly. The thing is, it's very hard to see Alex Smith beating Tom Brady.
That's what it is. That's the only problem I have.
But
and Macklin might not even be playing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's true. He has a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, maybe we should redo our picks.
Yeah, maybe we should redo our picks. I didn't know Macklin was out.
Yeah, I just remember now.
Yeah, I'm moving Patriots then.
Yeah, we're redoing Patriots across the board.
It's a full Patriot. Hopefully we're wrong.
Yeah.
We are honestly hoping we're wrong.
No, I don't.
You don't, because you're that divisional guy.
Yeah, I love Andy Reid.
Yeah,
so
I don't think I hated him like more 4 teams in the AFC. The Pats, the Chiefs, the Broncos, and the
Chargers.
No, what?
Division hatred.
Anyways.
Steelers, there you go.
Steelers. Well, that's on to a later game.
Yeah.
Anyways, the Patriots across the board. Let's see. Let's make our prediction for the next game now.
On to the NFC divisional game. The Packers, who pulled off a little bit of a stunner, not for me, but for you guys, facing off the red hot and almost championship-like team, Arizona Cardinals. What do you have?
I think the Packers' road ends here. I think the Arizona Cardinals with Peterson and Matthew and Palmer and
Matthew's out.
Well, they'll be fine with that. But just to say that it's I mean, you saw it the season where Palmer got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That next man up mentality.
Yeah.
They're gonna. I mean, it's the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
I find they have a really well built team.
Mm-hmm.
They're at home. Something that will play a big factor. I think the Cardinals fans are going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah.
They won a championship this year. They came close a couple years back with Kurt Warner. And now I think the Packers beat the Redskins, who kind of beat themselves, I think. They had the lead and they kind of let it slip away with some really bad play.
Yeah.
And, McCarthy's going to have his hands full against Arians. Arians is a very feisty coach. And I find McCarthy personally plays like Pete Carroll. Took a lot of risks in that game last year, and it paid off for the Seahawks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think Arians is the same way. He's not scared to give it that extra shot just to make it that he's in charge, not you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals on this one.
You know what? I was impressed last week at the Packers because I thought like once they're down, I think that like the crowd.
I really thought they were gonna lose.
Yeah, I thought so too. So I have to give my.
Out of your minds.
Okay, stop. I have to give some credit where credit is due. The Packers are a great team with a generational quarterback, and they played really well. Their run game finally got going, but I just don't see it happening against the Cardinals. Cardinals are just too deep, too strong, and they had 2 weeks to rest up. Well, if you want to count the Seahawks week, which they didn't really show up.
And I just really want to see Larry Fitzgerald get to a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I do
Take
too.
that
Yeah.
chance.
Yeah.
He's the nicest, probably the nicest player in the NFL in my eyes.
Yeah.
He's such a class act.
Yeah.
So I think we're both on the Cardinals bandwagon. What do you got, Dave?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick the Cards. I don't think the Packers have enough to really shake up what Bruce Arians has built. Matthew out. I think it's gonna provide some problems for the Cardinals, and it's, the Packers are gonna try and exploit that. But the Packers are a good team regardless.
Yes.
They proved last week that they're back. At least in a sense where they're playing as a team again.
I think the theme of the season is capable but inconsistent.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Cardinals have been one thing for sure this year, and that's consistent.
Pretty consistent.
A couple hiccups here and there, but
Why did they hear about them?
Yeah, but I don't think the Packers. Maybe any other year I would have said it's going to be a lot closer of a game. But the Cardinals really look like they're going to take the Super Bowl this year.
I hope they protect Carson Palmer.
Yeah.
I really do hope that.
Yeah.
I guess we're all on the Cardinals bandwagon for this one. See what happens on the first Sunday game. All right. Up next we have the very fortunate Seattle Seahawks visiting the well-rested Carolina Panthers, who nobody expected to be in this position when the season started.
No.
And a lot of people didn't expect the Seahawks to be going through a wild card week either in the beginning of this year. That being said, what do you got, Dave?
Another tough one. It's been so far pretty good matchups.
Very good matchups. Yeah, it's the year of parity in the NFL.
Yeah, for once.
Really, for once, it's not total blowouts.
It's like other than the Packers being inconsistent, like every matchup is great.
Yeah.
If the Packers were consistent, it would have been a great matchup.
Besides, Houston Chiefs.
No, I'm saying right now.
Oh, right now? Yeah, absolutely.
So for this game, Panthers are. I've been saying it. They're gonna lose the first game of the playoffs. Seahawks though really scared me last week. They really didn't show up the first half. Second half, they played a lot better, but still, not enough to really convince me that they're contenders. But I do think they have enough to win this game against the Panthers. Panthers are cocky. Took a week off. God knows what they did. I'm pretty sure they didn't practice that much in terms of their mentality. So I'm gonna say Seahawks.
I was just thinking, they're in Carolina, right?
Yeah.
And playing in Carolina for some reason it seemed to pay off handsomely for the Panthers.
Weird weather.
Weird weather. That's the thing. Inclement weather. But the Seahawks play in bad weather too. That's the only reason I'd give them a shot.
Fahrenheit weather.
And the Seahawks can play in some pretty loud places and still manage to put up numbers. When you do a side-by-side comparison of the teams, they don't seem very different, except at the corner position, where as much as you can hate Richard Sherman, he's Richard Sherman, right? he's been consistent. He's pretty good.
Not against the Rams.
Yeah, not against the Rams, that's for sure. But I knew that, so that's fine. I accounted
I
for
knew that.
I knew that. I accounted for the Jeff
Hence
Fisher
the
factor.
LA cap again.
Yeah. It's all about the Rams now. No, but I was gonna say just because they're at home and it's a pretty close matchup that maybe the Panthers had a shot, but I mean they do. They're a very good team this year. They're executing well, but the receiver position it's a bit iffy, and I would go with Seattle just based on the fact that they seem to find ways to win. Their season was in doubt early on. They managed to get into the playoffs. They were down 9-0. They managed to win a bit by the hand of God, but sometimes that has to happen to win a championship. Sometimes you need that little.
Or the foot of a kicker.
Yeah, but you need that little luck, like when the Bruins won the Stanley Cup, there was that bit of luck against the Leafs in the 7th game where they came back.
Yeah.
There's a bit of that, like it's kind of like the universe wants you to win.
Yeah, it's like when the puck went off Nick Leddy's back when the Hawks lost to the U.S. Finals in 7. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
So I mean, this stuff happens, and I think because of that luck, literally, it's gonna come down to that. Just some lucky plays. Seahawks take it.
We just run on NHL playoffs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. What do you got, Mike? And I don't want the Panthers to win. That's pretty much it.
Panthers. I will say this because you guys pretty much covered it all. Panthers haven't really been through any adversity this whole season, and I think
they kind of did.
Yeah, one loss.
Well, I mean they had a loss.
They almost lost to the Giants.
Yeah, that's true.
Big deal. It's the Giants. Like they're not. They're 6-10.
The Giants are the giant killers, though. They're known to end.
I understand what you're saying, but I think playoffs. It's you're done. If you lose that, you're done. I feel like if they're down early in this game, it's gonna really get to them. I feel like they're gonna be like, we're 15-1. How are we losing this game at home? And it's just gonna get to their heads. And because they're such a young team, and even though they have been to the playoffs the past 2 years, I feel like they're still very inexperienced. They're kind of like kids. Like as good as Cam Newton is, I don't think he has the mental, fortitude to stay calm in pressure situations. I think that defense, specifically like Josh Norman, he's a bit of a hothead. So I don't know. I think they're a bit in over their heads. I think Seahawks are gonna come in and just do their
I will
thing.
say this about Josh Norman. He's been on NFL Countdown the last couple of weeks. I think that might take away from his prep time. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. Maybe that'll be a factor. I think he's starting to get a little too full-headed before he's actually won any games.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're all on the Seahawks bandwagon?
Yep, Seahawks.
So consistent picks. We're all going to have the same record next week. Let's see the last game of the week.
So for the last game of Divisional week, Sunday 4 o'clock, Steelers at Broncos. Big game. What do you guys have?
Well, the Steelers had a great game. I mean, it wasn't a great game overall, but it was a really fun game to watch, that's for sure.
It was a pretty embarrassing game, actually. If
you want to understand what happened, basically when what's that guy's name? Burfitt, exactly. He ran off the field with the ball. I knew immediately that was the worst decision he ever made in his entire life.
The way he waved at the crowd.
At that point, you hurry up back to the line. You do some quick plays, kill the clock, get out. Then you pour the champagne and you have fun.
Yeah.
You do not continue running on the field like you just won the Super Bowl when all you did was intercept the ball with 1.5 minutes left in the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 2-time Super Bowl champions with Ben Roethlisberger.
Yep.
Do me a favor. So that's my speech about the Bengals being absolutely the most embarrassing team in playoff history besides the Buffalo Bills. But let's go to this matchup between the Steelers and Broncos. Steelers, now with Brown getting his bell rung. Ben was kind of iffy in the game.
He probably has a separated.
Yeah, he's probably playing with something wrong. His average yards per throw was 1 yard or something. Something crazy like that. It wasn't some big throws, but some serious just no shows.
Yeah.
Denver Broncos have Peyton Manning coming in. Looks like he's doing pretty good. He seems to have been working out. He's been practicing religiously.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a scandal thing going on, but I think he kind of put that to bed very quickly. He came out right away and said, this is a nothing story. This guy's been lying, and the guy actually admitted to it. So, I mean, it's kind of a nothing story. The Broncos defense is the Broncos defense. We all know all the stars on that incredibly lethal shutdown D. We all know what it takes to win a Super Bowl. Defenses. That's all it comes down to.
Yep.
Last year's Super Bowl came down to a defensive play. Season before that, Legion of Boom showed up, shut everyone up. It's one of those things. The Giants defense, when they beat the Patriots those 2 times, showed up, unfortunately, for the NFC East. I'm going to go Broncos on this one, kind of because I want to see Peyton Manning just go as far as possible in these playoffs, because I'll always be a Peyton guy. But
really?
He's the reason I watch football, so I hope he gets another one. But yeah, just from a defensive perspective, I think it's no question that they're going to rush the crap out of Ben Roethlisberger. They're going to... I mean, just that thing of Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, everywhere you look, it's like, we are so screwed, you know? So you got nothing going on.
Yeah, especially when you look at Von Miller.
Plus, if Manning does play badly, you still have Brock Osweiler, who's decent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can still beat teams.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going Broncos on this one. No question.
Fair choice. Michael?
You know, I was going to pick the Steelers if they came out of that game, relatively healthy, like Ben. I know he's been playing with injuries the whole season, but if he didn't get that, separated shoulder, whatever he has, and if Brown, didn't get cheap shotted, I probably would have went with the Steelers just because I don't think they could contain that duo. Like, Brown is just the best receiver in football, in my opinion.
That catch was insane. Under his legs.
Well, no, that was
that was
Martinez.
Oh, yeah, that was my... Yeah.
No, can I just say something fast about that catch? How is that a catch, but... There's other times
his catch wasn't a catch.
It's like I don't get. He literally didn't have possession the whole time going through. But yet
I always call it like the curse catch last year in Super Bowl. It's kind of like that situation where he was trying to maintain possession, and that constitutes possession.
Yeah. But I don't know. Anyways, rewrite the rule book so we can know what we're talking about.
Show a video of a catch anyway.
Okay,
moving outside with the cartoons and everything.
So I was going to pick the Steelers, but with those injuries, man, it's just... I know firsthand how good the Broncos' defense is. I think their offense is a bit suspect, at least this season. But, like, it's not like the Steelers have a great defense anyways. They have a good front seven, and their secondary isn't, that great. Bend but not break team.
This game could finish 15-9.
It could be a defensive battle. I mean, I was pretty impressed with how the Steelers played against the Bengals last week. I know Dalton was out, but still, they played pretty well. But I just don't see how the Steelers are going to come out of in Mile High, in the cold weather. I just don't see it happening, so I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Cool. What do you think, Dave?
It all comes down to the fact that the Broncos are healthy, are healthier than the Steelers are. And in football, that plays a big part.
And they've had rest.
Yeah, and they've had rest, and Ben is not only injured, but he's injured on his throwing arm, which is huge. You're gonna see a lot of check down plays, a lot of
which doesn't work. It doesn't work against the Broncos.
You're gonna see a lot of screens, a lot of runs, and which makes not only does it not work, but it now they're predictable.
Yeah, they're predictable.
So Broncos D is great.
Savage.
Plus they know what's coming. Manning's back. The whole team is inspired to play again. And they know this might be his last ride. It might not be his last ride.
I honestly believe that since Peyton Manning has had all this time to not have to play in the actual games, he's been studying even more.
For sure.
I mean,
he's been grateful for the opportunity to play again.
Yeah. So I don't think it's much question, to be honest with you. Maybe if they put in Mike Vick and not who's their Landry Jones. I'm sorry, Mike Vick. You're 10 times better than this guy. You can make plays. Unless he pulls off what he did against the Redskins 6 years ago on Monday Night Football, because I like that. I don't see the Steelers having remotely any chance, so Broncos for me.
All right, so all Broncos.
Yeah.
All right, we all picked the exact same teams. This is the first, I think, ever where we actually agree on every single one.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're all...
we're either all right or we're all wrong.
We're all 4-0 by next week.
Well, who wouldn't be down for a Cardinals Seahawks and then a rematch of 2 years ago, Pats Broncos?
Imagine 2 divisional games: Cardinals, Seahawks, Chiefs, and
that'd be
Broncos.
Pretty insane.
That'd be cool.
That would show who the best.
Yeah.
Both in the West, of course.
That honestly would really shape up a lot of things for the future of the NFL too.
Yeah. So. Hopefully we can see Peyton Manning elway his way out of his career as we move through.
Helicopter all the way to the
as we go through this. But that has been Prediction Center for Week 2 of the NFL playoffs. We'll see you back next week with our predictions for Week 3. Take care.